The Denver Nuggets lose in the clutch again, despite a masterful performance from Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. Cam Johnson goes down with a knee injury, and for whatever reason this year, between Jokic and Murray, they cannot keep any of their forwards on the floor this year. Cooper Flagg has a great game. Anthony Davis has a very good game. And then they try out some new lineup. They even played Curtis Jones today. But, man, the Nuggets, they keep running into injury luck. They started the game off horrible. The Mavs got up 18. The Nuggets crawl back. Jokic goes crazy. But, again, the defense, without their guys, it continues to fall apart. We got to have this conversation. The Denver Nuggets lose 130-131. Y'all know what time it is. Let's get it. The Denver Nuggets lose to the Dallas Mavericks for the second time this year, giving up 131 points for the second time to the Dallas Mavericks. Last game they lost, I want to say about 8 or 9. But today, man, it's as simple as this. The Nuggets, they did not come out with the requisite intensity as they did yesterday versus the Utah Jazz on the second night of a back-to-back. They came out flat, came out lazy, weren't doing the things that they needed to do. But they ended up getting back in the game, man. It really got to a point, y'all, where at halftime it was a 10-point deficit, and you're like, all right, bet, like, this is an opportunity for them. They have the horses. They can get back in the game, and boy, do they. They tie the game up, but eventually they gave up another 15-0 run in the middle of the third quarter. Get down, I believe, 14 points, but they get all the way back in the game through the end of the third quarter, and in that series, Jokic in the third quarter of this game alone had 10 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, and he was a plus 10, got them all the way back into the game and got them tied up. And then the second unit comes in the fourth quarter. Jokic comes back in down 3. And honestly, the game looked like it was going well. It looked like it was going well. There was an opportunity for them to win. But shout out Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg, I think, arguably had his best game of his career, even though he had a 40-ball the other day. He had 33, 9 and 9, 19 years old. He made every jumper that he needed to make. He was 14 to 21 from the field. He's not been a great jump shooter this year, but he hit all of them, or for most of them today. Anthony Davis was 12 and 19. He even made 2 jumpers himself, long jumpers, and then he also made a 3 today. AD, who is shooting 28% from long mid-range this year and 31% from 3. They got enough to go down, and those buckets alone ended up winning them this game. Ryan Nembhard was a plus 24. Plus 24 today. He had 11 points. He had 7 assists himself. Jaden Hardy was a plus 12. They played well. The Nuggets today, you had Nikola Jokic was a positive plus minus. Jamal Murray positive plus minus. Tim Hardaway Jr. had a great game, positive plus minus. And then you had Bruce Brown, who had a really good game, maybe his best game of the year. He had 13 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 offensive rebounds that were huge possessions today. But I think what's happening, y'all, is the Nuggets, they're putting themselves in situations down in some of these games where they simply are losing to teams they're better than because they're putting themselves in too big of a hole and then having to climb their way out of it. And they're also not playing good enough defense over stretches of games where now teams are getting rhythms against them. And especially now without your wings, there's just a level of pressure that you have to be able to come out with and play with, and they're simply not doing it. It's literally that simple. They're simply not doing it. And it looks like the Spurs are on their way to get a win, so they're going to take over the sole possession of the 2 seed right now. Like, it's just small things, man. It's very, very little, very small things that you need to do on a game-by-game basis to control the paint and do what you need to do. But it's as simple as this. Apparently, people in the chat, look, I'm going to tell y'all, we'll go straight to the last possession. I'm going to go straight to the last possession. That was a great pass by Jokic. I have literally no complaints. I had no complaint when LeBron did it for Kyle Korver. I have no complaints in this situation now. For what? Peyton Watson was wide freaking open, and he's shooting 45% on corner threes this year. He was wide open. That's a great possession from him. Great possession. I never, ever criticize that. You always trust your teammates in those spots. It doesn't matter. You always, always trust your teammates in those spots. He's like that. And if you ask me, I definitely understand that people are frustrated because it looks like he had the floater and whatever, but like it was a contested floater. And then in that possession, it's kind of like, all right, you're getting into the short roll. Jokic, you're shooting 67% from that spot this year. You've been cooking all second half. Could you have shot the ball? Sure. But also, literally, they completely left open a good three-point shooter. And so Jokic in his brain is just like, well, look, if you're not going to guard him, I believe he's going to hit the shot. He's hit it all this season, and he deserves the opportunity to make that shot. And I'm looking at it right now. So I'm going to split to NBA.com. I'm going to shooting. And for Peyton Watson this season, he is shooting 57% from the left corner three and 53% from the right corner three. So you're asking me, a wide open, very good corner three-point shooter, by the way, from that spot this year, not including today, he's 16 of 28 from that spot. Yeah, you trust him. I'm fine with that. So that's not where the game was lost in the first place. The game was lost in the first half when they didn't want to play any defense. And you trail 56-66. That was where the game was lost. The game was lost because you didn't do the things you needed to do early enough. And then you had to scramble back into the game. And even though you were phenomenal, by the way, doing so, you put yourself in a deficit when you do that. Jokic today was spectacular. 29 points, 14 assists, and 7 rebounds for Jokic. The playmaking game today was insane. Jamal Murray, 31 points, 14 assists. 14 assists. Between your two best players, you got 28 assists and just 7 turnovers. They made every good decision today. Every decision that needed to be made, they made today. Every single one of them. No complaints at all whatsoever about either one of them. They literally were out Aaron Gordon, Christian Brown, and then lost Cam Johnson, the only other starter. Lost Cam Johnson in the middle of the quarter. And then they tried to make up for it. And then Peyton Watson, he gets a good possession. You do it. The best, Michael Jordan didn't take every game-winning shot either. I mean, I specifically remember Steve Kerr and John Paxson making plays in the finals when he would get doubled. Like, I'm saying, like, there's no real complaint about that. So for me, it's all butter. They lost this game because of the first half. I think they lost it in large part. Cooper Flagg had a great game today and made some huge shots. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Now, what I would have liked to see instead of this look, let me show you, maybe see if I can find that last play for you so you can see what it is. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, right here. So I'll pull this up for you so y'all can see the play as it happens, and then we can kind of talk through it, because for me, it's a great play. It's a basketball play. And you want your best player making good basketball plays. So here's the possession, y'all. It's 130-131, 7.4 seconds left. They have an opportunity to win the game any way, shape, or form. Watch this. Murray gets into a great pick and roll with Jokic. Murray, 80 stays with him. They get the switch, what they want. But the thing is, and actually, this is probably a little bit on Adelman. David Adelman put Jonas Valanciunas and Nikola Jokic in, and Daniel Gafford hadn't played with AD all game. But they put Daniel Gafford in the game to counteract Jokic and Jonas in the game for the last 7 minutes until Peyton Watson came in for Jonas. And so they went big and stayed big. And Daniel Gafford had some big offensive rebounds on the other side of the basketball that ended up helping them win the game as well. Again, small things. You rebound backside, you win the game. You get a switch. Jokic gets the switch he's looking for. But then now, tell me what y'all see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Mavericks all focused on Jokic. Let's play it a little further. Now, what happens? The entirety of the defense has collapsed on Jokic. My only actual criticism might be, I wish Tim Hardaway Jr. was over there in the left corner. But it was spaced out based on probably how each player is shooting here. So you get this look. You get the pick and roll. You get the switch. Jokic sees the coverage, wide open. Nobody within the state of Texas is near him. Not one player in the state of Texas is near Peyton Watson, shooting 57% from that spot. You throw that pass every time. And look at Murray. Like, it is what it is. You lose. This is a great play. And Peyton Watson, I guarantee you, when he gets another opportunity, he will make that shot. He will make that shot. And your teammates come and they comfort you. It happens, man. Like, this is basketball. You don't lose games off these individual plays. Cooper Flagg completely abandoned his responsibility. Bruce sets a nice back screen. It's a wide open shot from a 57% corner three-point shooter. You take it, you make it, you miss it. That's the luck of the draw. Now they're frustrated because they should have won the game, because you lose twice to the Mavericks in games that where you should have won. But you put yourself in bad situations and you lose games. That's the way it works. Cooper Flagg goes 14 to 21. You play some defense today, maybe he doesn't go 14 to 21. Now, he made a lot of great shots today. It's this simple, man. Like, this is a great play by Murray and Jokic. Like I said, they had 28 assists between them. They trusted their teammate. They trusted the players on the floor. This matters, by the way, for when you get to April, May, and June. These possessions will matter when they get to the playoffs. These ones right here, they're going to matter when they get to the playoffs. So, no. Personally, I have no issue with it. I have no issue with it. It is what it is. You lose. But if you play defense, you do the things you're supposed to do in the first half, you're not in this situation at all. But you don't do that, and you lose, man. Like I said, y'all, Murray and Jokic were spectacular in this game. They really were. They were phenomenal. They made damn near every play they needed to make down the stretch. Jamal Murray made a crazy step into a three. Deep three to help them to get into the right position to win this game. So, y'all, I understand, y'all. You're frustrated. You're frustrated. I feel you. They shouldn't have lost. They would be tied for the 2 seed, and they would be OKC just lost. They would be, what's that, 3 games behind OKC? So, sure, I feel y'all. It's frustrating. You don't like to feel it. But at the end of the day, you take care of business before this. You're not in this situation. And I just think that, like, there's just some things, man, that, like, you got to be able to lock in with. And the Nuggets, as we've seen in December with them previously, they don't always take advantage of the December games like they should defensively. It is what it is. So Cooper had a great game today. Like, you know, he had an outlier game, especially from how he was shooting. But Jamal Murray has been, like, insane this year. And, you know, I've been trying to tell folk that he's all NBA this year. But again, y'all, like, 31 points and 14 assists versus that Mavericks defense is nothing to sneeze at. Nothing at all. He was phenomenal today. Excellent today. And then, like I said, Cam Johnson going down. Cam Johnson going down. Yeah, man. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. I think that obviously the Lord willing, this is not something that they're going to have to deal with all year. Truly. I truly hope this is not something they'll have to deal with for any longer than a few weeks. If that, they cannot afford to have another player that is injured at the wing spot. I mean, they already got Spencer Jones, a two-way player that's currently starting on that team. Tim Hardaway Jr. probably slides into the start. You know, it looked like it's probably a knee sprain. Lord willing, it's a knee sprain. But again, that's anywhere from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. But they're also, like, still on pace to win 60 games, man. And they have some games coming up that are, like, all favorable for them. But they got it. They have to do the small things. Now, it is definitely tough that they're in a situation now where they have to continue to reflect on the idea that somebody else is going to be out. But that's basketball, man. Like, it sucks that they're in a situation. But it is what it is. By the way, Tim Hardaway Jr., y'all, you want to talk about somebody that's literally saving the season for the Denver Nuggets. Tim Hardaway Jr., this dude was a fire show tonight. Fire show. He had 23 points, 8 of 13 from the field. He was 7 of 12 from 3 and a +4. Tim Hardaway Jr., Jokic, and Murray, when they played today on the floor, it was insane. It was insane. So he continues to play really well for this team. Like I said, Nikola Jokic, 29, 7, 14, and 3 steals today. He was great. Jamal Murray, 31, 7, and 14, and 1 steal today. He was great. Tim Hardaway Jr., 23 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. He was great. Bruce Brown today, man, he was really good, y'all. 13 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block for Bruce Brown. Now, he was very small for Cooper, but off his rebounding was important. Got some really big rebounds today. Spencer Jones only played 26 minutes. He has 6, 4, and 2. Like I said, Cam Johnson 8, 2, and 3 today, but that injury really kind of threw a little wrench in it. Julian Strawther, I did not like his defense, but he made 2 huge threes today. He was a +10 off the bench. He ended up playing really well down the stretch in the second half. Jonas Valanciunas had 8, 1, and 1. He was even in his minutes today. He was good as well, especially versus Daniel Gafford. The Nuggets shot 48.8% from 3 today. The Mavs, they shot 41% from 3 today. But the difference in the game, the Mavs shot 57% from the field. Nuggets shot 57% from the field. The Mavs went 14 of 15 from the free throw line. So literally the teams were like split right down the middle. The Nuggets made 23s today. The Mavs made 11, so the three-point shooting kept them in. But they just did not get to the line a lot. The Mavericks had 10 turnovers. The Nuggets had 15 turnovers today. The Nuggets had 39 assists. The Mavs had 34. So, yeah, man. It's definitely unfortunate. It sucks. Just got to pray Cam Johnson is going to be all right. Y'all make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Y'all know what we're on the way to 14,000 subscribers. We'll get there very soon. This is Swipa. I'll see you on the other side. We out.